called the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, CFPB, which was it's sort of Elizabeth Warren's personal agency that she gets to control. And it's an independent agency that just gets to run and do whatever it wants, right? And if you read the Constitution, like there is no such thing as an independent agency, and yet there it is.
What does her agency do?
Whatever she wants.
What does it do, though?
Basically, terrorize financial institutions, prevent fintech, prevent new competition, new startups.
To terrorize. You got to think why he can't give a specific example of what exactly they do. Why he chooses to use such loaded language as, say, they terrorize institutions. You know, if they're really doing something bad, he would perhaps say that rather than just be like, terrorizing us. Really?
Want to compete with the big banks.
Really?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
How so?
Just by terrorizing anybody who tries to do anything new.
Given an opportunity to clarify what he means by terrorizing them, he says, again, they're terrorizing banks. Sounds like a good thing to me, but why is he struggling to explain what is so bad about this group that is not run by Elizabeth Warren?
And financial services. And
Can you give me an example?
Well, like I said, debanking. This is where a lot of the debanking comes from, is these agencies. So debanking is when you as either a person or your company are literally kicked out of the banking system.
Like they did to Kanye.
Exactly, like they did to Kanye. My partner Ben's father has been debanked.
Really?
We had an employee
for what?
For having the wrong politics, for saying unacceptable things.
Let me tell you how much of a lie that actually is. Not only does the CFPB not debank you, if you were unfairly debanked because of your politics, the CFPB is exactly the agency that would advocate for you and go after the bank for treating you unfairly, because that's what they do. They protect the consumers. I wonder why a billionaire would want you to think otherwise.
Current banking regulations here's a great thing. Under current banking regulations, after all the reforms of the last 20 years, there's now a category called a politically exposed person, PEP. And if you are a PEP, you are required by financial regulators to kick them. PEP. And if you are a PEP, you are required by financial regulators to kick them off of to kick them out of your bank.
What?
You're not allowed
but
to
what
have
if you're politically on the left?
Well, that's fine.
No,
because they're not politically exposed.
So no one on the left gets debanked?
I have not heard of a single instance of anybody on the left getting debanked.
Can you tell me what the person that you know did? What they said that got them debanked?
Oh well, I mean, David Horowitz is a right wing. He's pro-Trump. I mean, he's said all kinds of things. He's been very.
Notice how he's unable to provide a single example.
So you get kicked out. You get kicked out of your bank account.
It's time to take the billionaire to school. P, politically exposed person. A lot of these YouTubers like to talk about things they know nothing about. However, PEP is something I have direct knowledge of because I've been subject to the same regulations that Marc Andreeson has. They make us take these tests over and over again, multiple times a year, to make sure that we're familiar with these regulations. So I know what a politically exposed person is, and it's not complicated. It's kind of obvious. And Marc Andreeson, as a venture capitalist, would also know as well. Do you know who's a politically exposed person? Let me show you some people who are PEPs. Joe Biden. Hunter Biden. It's in the name. DJTJ. That would be Trump Jr. Pelosi, Sanders, even Warren. So what exactly is a politically exposed person? A person exposed to politics, like a politician, or someone close to a politician, like in the case of Hunter Biden and Trump Jr., who are not politicians, but they are politically exposed by way of their family. So what exactly do the regulations say? Do you think that these people have problems opening up bank accounts? No. What happens with these people when they try to open up a bank account is they get flagged. Flaggity flagged. The regulations say, essentially, keep a close eye on these people. Look out for any suspicious behavior, and depending on what the behavior is, take action, notify your manager, notify compliance, notify law enforcement, and in some cases, close their accounts. You're looking for suspicious activity like fraud and bribes. Ironically, the type of stuff that you might see associated with someone that this guy, Mr. Andreeson, would be closely associated with. So you can see why he would have this perception that they might shut him down for his politics. But the reality is, he's getting shut down because of violating banking regulations, of which this board holds people like Marc Andreeson accountable for. If you're not doing anything fraudulent, being a politically exposed person is meaningless. It has no effect whatsoever. However, if you're somebody like Hunter Biden and you're opening up bank accounts with Ukraine and there's some suspicious payments going through, the company that's sending the payments appears to be an American-based company, but then the CEO has a Russia phone number. Based on you being flagged as a PEP, we'll pick up on that much faster and be able to potentially identify potential illegal activity. And if we identify it, then you might actually lose your account. But not because you're a PEP. It's because you're doing fraud. So only people who are doing fraudulent activity have to worry about being a PEP. I wonder why Marc Andreeson would be concerned about a policy designed to identify fraud. Do you have any idea? Comment below.